by guest speaker Ene Obi.
In all of your states, you are in 36 states plus one. Look at how you build the unity between the women who are leading and the members of the organization. How do you show love to one another?
The 11th Triennial National Delegates Conference produced another leadership that will stay the affairs of the association for the next 3 years, as Aisha Bura became National Vice President of B Zone.
Moranic has called the total number of 67 votes, while Adeola Adekunle called the total number of 144.
Omonyola Humbiji, Osrc News.
The Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWJ, Ondo State Chapter, has expressed the belief that the emergence of Aisha Bura as President and the B-Zone Vice President Southwest, Adeola Adekunle, will unite the members all over the country. Ondo Chapter Chairperson Tolak Badamosi and Secretary Oluwatosi Iwotegwana were congratulating Bura and Adeola Adekunle and other national officers, described the team as one that would bring greatness to all. Ondo NAWJ thanked other 5 states in B-Zone, Lagos, Ogun, Ekiti, Oyo and Osun for their unprecedented support for Adeola Adekunle to lead them at this critical time. They urged the newly elected national executives a robust performance for the development of the association and towards enhancing unity among members. The Federal Executive Council has approved the 2024 budget estimated at 27.5 trillion naira at the crude oil benchmark of $77.96 per barrel and 750 naira to the dollar exchange rate. The new budget is 1.5 trillion naira higher than the initial 26 trillion naira earlier approved by the Council before the passage of the medium-term framework and fiscal policy document by the National Assembly. Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, disclosed this after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The minister said Council also approved a revised medium-term economic framework and fiscal policy document, which will be presented to the National Assembly alongside the 2024 Appropriation Bill, describing the budget as a process until it is signed into law. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has sworn in the 8 new permanent secretaries whose appointment he approved last Friday after they successfully scaled the federal civil service selection process. Tinubu swore in the newly elevated officers just before the commencement of this week's Federal Executive Council meeting, over which he presided. The new permanent secretaries are Ndakoye Aishetu, Gogo, Adeoye Ayodeji, Rini Abba, Bako Odo and Omachi Omenka. The rest are Ahmed Kumar, Wati Tinuke and Ella Ago. After months of controversy and uproar, Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shuaibu has officially declared to run for the 2024 governorship election in the state. In a pre-recorded speech, Shuaibu, who has been the Deputy Governor of the state since 2016, said he would run for the office of the governor in the state on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. After his official declaration, Shuaibu launched his campaign office in Benin City, the state capital, at an event crowded with party supporters in branded dresses. The Court of Appeals sitting in Abuja sacked the Speaker of Kaduna State House of Assembly, Yusuf Liman, of the All Progressives Congress. Liman was a member representing Makere constituency in Kaduna South local government area. The court also ordered Independent National Electoral Commission to withdraw certificate of return given to Liman and conduct fresh elections in the 5 polling units. Solomon Katuka of the People's Democratic Party had filed a petition before the tribunal challenging the election of the Speaker, Liman. The tribunal in September nullified the election of the Speaker and ordered a rerun in 42 polling units in 5 wards. The federal government has addressed concerns regarding deteriorating conditions of many federal roads across the country. The deplorable federal roads, including but not limited to the Makodi-Unsuka 9-mile road, East-West Road, Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway, collapsed bridges on the Enugu Port Harcourt Road, and the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Road, among others. Minister of Works, David Umahi, outlined the ministry's plans for immediate action and addressed misconceptions about road pavement materials. Umahi stated that President Bola Tinubu is aware of the challenges inherited from the previous administration and is committed to addressing them. He noted that from the recently approved 2023 supplementary budgets of $300 billion for Ministry of Works, $200 billion is for the continuation of government's inherited ongoing projects. We're due to take a break on the news at 7. We'll be back with more story. Thank you for rejoining us on the news at 7. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. Now to more stories. Kemisola Ojomo of Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation has emerged Southwest Media Personality of the Year based on outstanding contributions to the industry. The Southwest Herald magazine said the award was in recognition of our attention to details, display of professionalism and practice of the ethics of journalism. Osrc reporter Zimo Ebieni covered the event, and the report is presented from our studio.
Mrs. Olua Kelly Betsy, a beautiful woman that shares a beautiful name.
Mrs. Kemisola Ojomo is an editor with Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, Yoruba newscaster, anchor of Alarinka Agbaye on Orange 94.5 FM and Koko Inu Iwe Iroyin on Alalaye 96.5 FM. Both programs enjoy large followership. She does these duties with dexterity, robust engagement and utmost professionalism. These efforts have not gone unnoticed as she worked tall when the Southwest Herald magazine bestowed on her the Southwest Media Personality of the Year.
I say congratulations.
The publisher of the magazine, Mr. Oluwatayo Adu, said his organization has kept tab on Mrs. Ojomo for a while and observed that she upholds ethics of journalism profession.
It is the public lecture that's actually the main reason of gathering people together. But the award aspect of it is just to make sure, people are motivated. The reward system, is being challenged in this country. So we should be able to do our part in making, this environment, a better place. So when you know that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, there's some people watching, to either commend you or to condemn you.
Mr. Adu said his organization would continue to support excellent performers for recognition to spur them to do more for society. Kemisola Ojomo said she is inspired by the honor and promised not to let her fans down. She dedicated the award to Osrc Media Group, which gave her the platform to shine.
I feel proud, I feel honored to be recognized today. It is a call to do more, and I will advise my colleagues to continue to work. Even when you feel there is no one watching, someone somewhere is definitely watching you.
The chairman and special guest of honor on the occasion, Professor Faduile Adebayo, and the guest speaker, Dr. Adekunle Akinola, advised the gathering on the need to embrace excellence in their dealings.
I want to admonish the award recipients that this is not an end in itself. It is actually a call for you to improve upon what you have done.
It is important that for us to have an ideal democracy, we must have informed elite of illiterates.
The event also featured presentation of awards to other distinguished Nigerians. Described as the worst in decades and has displaced about 700,000 people, according to the United Nations. There's more on that story in this report. The heavy rains in Somalia have taken the lives of about 100 people. The figure was confirmed by the head of the country's disaster management agency on social media. The constant downpours are putting fear into the country's residents.
Floods are double compared to the previous ones. When it's raining, we sit outside under a tent until the rain goes down, so that we can cook for the children.
Somalia and the rest of the East Horn of Africa have been battered by relentless. Both are climate patterns that impact ocean surface temperatures and cause above average rainfall. The flooding has been described as the worst in decades, displacing 700,000 people according to the United Nations. The intense rains are exacerbating an already existing humanitarian crisis caused by years of insurgency. The head of Somalia's Red Cross, Pascal Kutat, says the worst is not over yet.
We have currently a confluence still of the Indian Ocean dipole of El Nino. We have a cyclone building up in the Indian Ocean. We have rains continuing in the highlands of Ethiopia. All of that means that this is not over and it's not yet at its peak. It's getting worse and these people are going to suffer more.
In neighboring Kenya, the floods have so far killed 76,000 people, according to the Kenyan Red Cross, destroying roads and bridges, as well as leaving many residents without shelter, drinking and food supplies, according to the charity Doctors Without Borders. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News. At least 24 people have been killed in lightning strikes and rain in India during intense storms. The rain damaged houses and killed livestock across western Gujarat state. Flash floods and lightning strikes kill thousands of people in India each year, and scientists warn that rising global temperatures are fueling a surge in extreme weather events. Indian rescuers have begun digging a vertical shaft to free 41 workers trapped inside a collapsed tunnel for 2 weeks after efforts through another route failed. It is the latest setback in attempts to rescue the increasingly desperate workers. According to the Akishamola has the details.
2 weeks in, a new tactic to rescue 41 workers trapped in a highway tunnel in the Indian Himalayas. Rescuers began drilling vertically a few hours ago from the top of the mountain, according to government officials, and that will take about 4 days. The rescue plan initially involved pushing a pipe wide enough to pull the trapped men out on wheeled stretchers. But that hit a setback on Friday when a heavy drill broke, leaving rescuers reliant on handheld power tools to break through the rock. The construction workers, who come from some of India's poorest state, have been stuck in a 5-kilometer tunnel being built in Uttarakhand state since it caved in on the 12th of this month. They're safe with access to light, oxygen, food, water and medicine, according to authorities. The father of 22-year-old Majid Chaudhary, who is stuck in the tunnel, says he wants his son to change job when he gets out. I want him to stay near me, he says. Authorities have not said what caused the tunnel collapse, but the region is prone to landslide. A panel of experts investigating the disaster has found the tunnel had no emergency exit and was built through a geological fault, according to one of its members speaking on condition of anonymity. The men have been getting cooked food such as lentils, flatbread and vegetable curry since a larger lifeline pipe was pushed through earlier last week. Akintunde Akinshemola for Osrc News.
Sports news now. Sunshine Stars Football Club of Accra have defeated Sporting Lagos 1-0 in a match day 10 of the Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) to return to winning ways after 5 matches. Moses Omodumweke struck in the 28th minute to put Sunshine Stars ahead in the encounter decided at the Indo State Sports Complex. After Mengalwajana has details.
It was a wet afternoon at the Ondo State Sports Complex in Accra as Sunshine Stars fired out to engage Sporting Lagos in Matchday 10 MPFL Southwest Derby. Moses Omodumweke scored the only goal for the home team to put them ahead in the 28th minute. Sporting Lagos goalkeeper was well positioned to deny the Accra landlords on many occasions to extend their lead. Three matches in the kitty, Sunshine Stars Ida Agoye was happy with the free who said his crew would go back to the drawing board to work scoring.
Where the going, there's no home advantage. Any team can come away to win. Any team lose at home. We played against a team that drew at home last game. Before this game, they came beating. We played our last home game. It was a draw that was dead due to poor game management. We beat 10 towards the end of the game, but we are very happy the boys were able to win until the end of the game.
Sporting Lagos Paul off remained focused on his job.
Whatever we have 20 players and so we have
Sunshine Stars occupied position on the log with 3 wins, 4 draws and 3 losses to garner 13 points. Up next, Stars game. Binga channel.
To end the news at 7, let's take another look at some of the major stories. Speakers at the Triennial Delegate Conference of Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWAJ, have called members of the pen profession to prioritize women's rights, promote and give voices to the female vote in society. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has sacked the Speaker of Kaduna State lightning strikes and torrential rain hit more than 120 people in Somalia and India. And that's the news 7. Thanks for watching.